Question 5. Okay, question 5. This is your 4 marker. Okay, we've got answer either A or B. So A is describing the arrangement of heart chambers in birds and amphibians. Relate this to their metabolic rate. Okay, so you've got to break this question down. So we've got arrangement of heart chambers, and then we've got metabolic rate. Okay, and then we have to talk about in birds and amphibians. So however you want to break this down, I think it's actually not too bad as an extended answer, to be honest. Okay, so what you need to do is we have to do the bird arrangement. So birds, you need to say that we have 2 atria, 2 ventricle. Okay, in amphibians, we have 2 atria and 1 ventricle. Now, if you get that in, you've already got 2 marks. Okay. We then have to say about metabolic rates. So you want to link for the birds that they have high and the amphibians have lower. Okay, so that, or higher, lower. So if you've got that in, that's another mark. Okay, and then you need to say relating it to their metabolic rate. So we want to actually relate the fact that the birds have the higher metabolic rate and how the 2 atrium, 2 ventricle arrangement helps them. So from that, you're going to say, right, okay, first off, no mixing of your oxygenated and deoxygenated. That's a huge one, which basically increases efficiency. Oh, can't spell efficiency. It's close enough. Okay, increases efficiency to all of your tissues, and that's it. So I like that as a question. There were 5 potential marks, and you just needed 4, but 4 of those marks were quite easy to get. Okay, for B, if you went down the route of the enzyme action, right? So all we're trying to do is describe competitive and non-competitive inhibition. So you're looking for definitions here. So start with your competitive, and so what we need to say is that the competitive binds to or attacks or blocks, or whatever we want to say for that one, the active site. And for non-competitive, you want to say that it binds some other point, so away from the active site. Okay, and then you want to say what happens to that because of it. Okay, so the binding active site means that they are competing with the substrate, which gives you your next link, which is that you could outcompete the competitor by increasing substrate can overcome the inhibition. Okay, and then on the back to the non-competitive, we've got it binds away from the active site, which then we know causes conformational change, which is always your best bet for anything to do with proteins. Okay, so we've got change of shape. You could say that this doesn't work, that you can't increase substrate concentration to overcome it. That's not going to work. Okay, so we've got a change of shape. So this doesn't work because this is, irreversible. This is not going to be affected by the increased substrate concentration. There's your 4 marks again for that one. Either of these wasn't a bad choice, actually, as long as you know your stuff, obviously. And yeah, moving on.